I'm gonna say it's a bit of a surprise on my side. Practice we weren't quite getting there, and the car just randomly turned alive. Not really changing anything from P2 to qualifying, just a little bit here and there. But yeah, I was super pleased with that Q1, and as soon as I felt where the car was, I knew that we had a shot for pole. So just miss it there with Palou getting onto the wall. In our optimal kind of temp window, but happy for Christian getting the fastest lap there and doing a 1-2, and we'll be leading the field into a great game into turn one.
And that juices up the championship a little bit more, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it juices it up for all you fans, and also for ourselves. The guys pretty much won it already. Like, I know they're making a big deal out of this, fan championship fight. We're 130 points back. He's got to have the worst luck he's ever had in his career, just like the best luck he's had in his career this year, in order for us to keep this alive. But we're focusing on our car, on our end of the grid, and see where we can capitalize and hopefully just keep on scoring points.
All right, great, congratulations. So open up for questions. Nathan, go ahead and lead us off.
Did you ask Christian before the session started to maybe slow down a tick or two to give you that extra bonus point there?
No. I mean, honestly, I think we had a, we obviously knew that we had a shot for it in Q3, but I missed it there by being behind Palou and having to back off a little bit. But I'm super pumped to see both cars 1-2. I think that's our second 1-2. Yeah, good job, man. But I just missed it there in Q3 a little bit.
You mentioned that you're a little surprised with this result coming off of what you felt like coming out of practice 2. Was this something coming into this weekend before we got on track that you thought was possible, or has it really even surprised you from what your expectations were coming into Thursday and Friday?
No, I definitely knew that it was possible coming into the weekend, but in practice I wasn't feeling super confident just because I was really struggling with the car. I was struggling to get a lap together, and I didn't, when you're operating at over capacity sometimes, when you nail the perfect lap, you know that the car shouldn't truly be there, and I couldn't get it right. But very random in qualifying, like as soon as in Q1, as soon as we went out there, it felt like a completely different car without changing anything. So sometimes that's a nice surprise that Firestone gives us weekend after weekend, just having thankfully consistent tires at least through qualifying. And so that's been enjoyable.
And then the last questions, I know this is maybe the most treacherous turn one that we have on the circuit. You've got the most optimal position, but I know this can get really, really crowded going into turn one tomorrow. Do you go and talk to Felix, who you'll be starting next to? How do you approach just trying to get through turn one clean and also hold on to the lead as you look forward to tomorrow?
I've been having dinner with him the last 2 nights, so I think it's going to be the same this night, and I will tell him let's not screw each other up.
Christian Lundgaard obviously also joins us in the number 7, the McLaren Chevrolet, with his first NTTP1 award of the season's second career. Just your thoughts, opening up on what it's about. Or third, rather, exactly. So sorry. So sorry. Well, it's obviously that's turning out to be a really nice weekend for McLaren.
Yeah, I did not expect that. After yesterday, having the pace obviously being P1 on both tires in practice 1, obviously you're optimistic going into qualifying day. In a sense, I just caught up on a little bit of what Pato said there. He gained some pace from practice 2 going into qualifying, and I almost felt like it was the opposite way for me from yesterday to today. I felt really good yesterday and struggled a little more today with basically no changes to the car overnight. So it feels like a big surprise. In a sense, obviously happy that we got it for the team, and it's another 1-2 from a qualifying position standpoint. Obviously not the start. We found an issue on the engine yesterday, so we had to change it. So thanks to Chevy for finding that.
More questions? Go ahead, Bob.
Fox Sports for Pato. Yesterday you were talking about balance and pace. Did you have more balance this year than a year ago, or more pace?
I think a little bit of both. Definitely a better balance, but even you might have a good balance, but with the pace not there, you can kiss a chance of pole goodbye. So it's been good to have both pace and balance. Coming into qualifying, we're done with it. But it was a bit of a surprise. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely was not expecting the car to take such a step forward in both pace and balance without changing really anything. So either the track just started coming to us, or the temperature. I mean, this track's quite sensitive to the temperature as well, and it was like 15, 20 degrees hotter than what it was in practice too. So like that changes a lot.
Mark?
Pato, can you give us a bit of a historical look back on the team's rise in qualifying performance? Even through last year, you and I would talk about kind of don't know what to expect coming into a weekend. Might be great, might not. Seems like the team has found real consistency. We expect to see the two of you up here quite often. You're also resetting a lot of things at tracks at Toronto, Laguna now, where you keep saying this hasn't been a good one for us. Yet we're talking to you here in these sessions. Just talk about the team's development this year, because it seems like you're rewriting things quite a bit.
Yeah, we're breaking curses, as I like to call them. Zach finally was at a race win in the flesh. We are finally, breaking curses at certain circuits that have always been a very tough challenge for not just my side, but sometimes all three cars, and this is a perfect example of this track in the past being a big struggle. So I'm glad that we've pushed forward. The guys have brought new things, new upgrades to try on the cars, and that just speaks to like how hungry we are to kind of close that gap and just bring the fight to pretty much the 10 car, which is the only car that's up there all the time. So I think his success this year has overshadowed a little bit of how strong the team has kind of stepped up in giving us the tools to perform at every weekend, even though maybe the year prior to that it was a bit of a challenge.
Mary?
Pato, because you are in essence starting on the pole, I don't know if you're allowed to make a choice. I think at one time the pole sitter could make a choice to start on the outside or the inside to go into the festival curves. What would be your preference?
Inside.
Inside?
Always inside.
Okay. And then, because the arco barrier is there and there's a curve and it looks like the car goes into a dip and then up over the curve again, it looks really violent when we see the cars go through there. What is that like from inside the cockpit?
It's definitely quite violent. I'd say it's gotten better for us. That I have a lot of experience with this car for a few years, so it's been nicer going over through that. It is definitely not the most violent place that we go to. Like somewhere like Detroit and stuff, you're like the bobbleheads inside of the car that you can get. They're barely see straight. So yeah, this one is not a problem at all.
Twice tomorrow.
Yeah, happy that we had pace. Obviously, not happy that I went looking for mushrooms there in Fast 6. But I just tried a little bit too hard. I looked a little bit and just lost the car. So I don't know if I impeded anybody. I'm sorry if I did. But it was good. We wanted to fight for pole. And it's good that we're starting the Fast 6 tomorrow, the top 6, so be good.
All right, and we have a couple questions more in person. We'll wrap up after that. What we got? Jack, go ahead, sir.
Christian, did you use red in for Q3?
No, I think all of us used to do that.
Oh, okay.
Firestone said that you had used.
Huh?
Firestone had.
Yeah, I said I used to do it. I think all of us did. Huh?
Yeah.
I think everybody in the Fast 6 used the third set.
Bruce?
Christian, when you came around and saw Alex in the tire barrier, did you almost do a double take? Because I'm not sure that's something we see very often.
No, I did see the yellow flag when I was going into turn 10. And I wasn't really paying attention to who it was, just making sure that it wasn't going to be a red flag. And when I kind of came around turn 12, I saw that he was reversing, and then the only thing that I was really thinking about was make sure I keep these tires clean for the next lap.
And Alex, lose it, did you get an indication before that turn that it was starting to get squirrely?
No, I just locked a little bit. There was not much, but it's just enough that you kind of are off the rubber, and the car felt like it accelerated instead of braking. But I mean, it's it was a small mistake.
Had you been able to complete the lap, would you have had anything for either of these two that was faster?
I think we were all very close. It was about like putting the lap together. I think we saw that in Q1 and Q2 that everybody's like super close. So that's why I just tried to push a little bit more. I saw that in Q2 they had a little bit more pace than me, and just wanted to give everything we had.
Your time for a few more, Bob. Go ahead, and Nathan after that.
For Alex, do you feel you are capable of winning tomorrow, or do you not know because of the temperature changes that are expected?
Yeah, I think so. I think nobody knows what the track and the tires are going to do tomorrow. Not yet. So hopefully today in the warm-up we're going to kind of get a small idea of what the preferred tire is, but it's going to change tomorrow as well. So yeah, as of today, yeah, I think we have a great car, and yeah, I can't wait.
Hey.
Alex, I know once you get past that first row, things can get pretty squirrely going into turn one here, knowing that you have this championship cushion to protect. How do you envision going into turn one tomorrow, trying to be aggressive and not lose too many spots, but also not get over the top and find yourself in a spot where someone's squeezing you off, or where you're potentially ruining your race a couple seconds after you flip?
It's tough. I mean, I think everybody plays it by how we get the start, the position you're in. I think mostly everybody in the Fast Six is okay by having the first lap like that. But there's always gaps and people go for it. So yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna take it. Depends on if there's a gap or not.
And Christian, knowing that you're starting directly behind this guy, that your teammates trying to fight for a championship, any chance that you, I don't know, I'm not saying you should run him extra hard, but like how do you balance, trying to, play your own race out and also racing Alex hard and try to help Pato out as much as possible?
Yeah, ultimately, I'm fighting for my own championship, and that's really where my priorities lie. And if I have a chance of passing Alex, I will. But it's not to help Pato. At the end of the day, it's not how we race.
Thanks.
Okay, one or two more.
All right, so one final thing I wanted to talk to you about. Well, two things, actually. First of all, you're nominated for the Hall of Fame. May take you more than a year or two. Sometimes it does that. But being named one of the 75 greatest drivers in NASCAR history, out of the hundreds, probably a couple of thousand people who've raced in NASCAR in the top three levels, what did that mean to you?
I really thought I pissed them off a few times.
Well, I know you did that. But
yeah, I know. So
you're not alone in that.
Yeah, I was quite surprised and very honored. That's no small task, and it's just you don't go into it when you're 18, because I had to wait till I was 18 to start. I never thought I was going to be in a Hall of Fame. And then growing up, you see the guys. I would go to the racetracks and you see the black jackets and New England Auto Racing or Hall of Fame guys. And I was, that guy's an old racer. Oh, that guy's an old racer. That guy's an old racer. Yeah, well, now I got one of those jackets. I'm one of those old racers.
You're still young at heart. I know that. So don't worry about that.